With the 2024 NFL season at its midpoint, the MVP race is already shaping up to be a fierce showdown, with two players pulling ahead. But hold on, there's still a lot of football left, and several other players are primed to make their move in the second half. Today, we're breaking down the season's top performers so far and making our bold prediction on who will ultimately seize the league's most prestigious individual award. Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is absolutely on fire this season. Seriously, the guy's been a wrecking ball on the field, and it's looking like he's gearing up to snatch his second consecutive MVP award. What's really jaw-dropping, though, is how much he's evolved as a passer. Sure, we've always known him as a nightmare with his legs, but now, Jackson's arm is a whole new weapon. In just 9 games, he's already thrown for 2,379 yards and 20 touchdowns, with a ridiculously low 2 interceptions. To say he's taken his game to another level would be an understatement, but don't get it twisted. Lamar Jackson is still the ultimate dual-threat QB. He's already rushed for 505 yards and 2 touchdowns, and if he keeps this pace up, he might just hit 4,000 passing yards and 1,000 rushing yards by the end of the season. That's not just good, that's insane. The stats are downright mind-blowing. Jackson leads the league in touchdown percentage 7.8%, yards per attempt 9.3, passer rating 120.7, and QBR 77.0. This isn't just good football, this is elite football. He's been virtually unstoppable, and let's not forget, this guy is doing all of this alongside a running back like Derrick Henry, who's a dominant force in his own right. Jackson isn't just racking up numbers for himself, he's leading his team to victory. The Ravens are 6-3, and they're looking like real contenders in the AFC. Jackson has become the heartbeat of that team, and his ability to raise the level of play around him is what makes him so invaluable. Look no further than his performance against the Bengals. Jackson threw for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns, while also rushing for 55 yards. He's not just a quarterback, he's a one-man army. The Ravens needed every bit of his brilliance to pull off that thrilling 41-38 win, and Lamar came through in the clutch, showing exactly why he's one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the entire league. His unique skill set, unmatched leadership, and sheer talent make him more than just a great player. He's a generational talent who can turn the tide of a game with his arm, his legs, and his football IQ. Lamar Jackson is on another level, and the rest of the league is just trying to keep up. Josh Allen. Allen's having a monster season. This might just be his best year yet. One of his biggest weaknesses used to be careless turnovers, but he's turned things around. He's only thrown 2 interceptions so far, and he even went the entire first quarter without a single pick. Allen's racked up 1,766 yards, putting him 11th overall, and he's tied for 5th in touchdown passes. Even better, he's barely throwing picks, tied for 35th in interceptions. His QBR, a stellar 73.7, ranking 4th, and he's completed 168 of 262 throws for a total of 2,001 yards. Not bad, right? In his latest showdown with the Seahawks, Allen was on fire, throwing for 282 yards and 2 touchdowns, clocking in with a passer rating of 107.6, the 3rd highest in the league. He didn't just do it with his arm. He picked up 25 rushing yards and ran in a touchdown himself. Sure, he did throw his first interception of the season, but before that, he had a crazy streak of 7 games and 189 attempts without a single pick. Allen's only averaging 1 designed run per game, which is a career low, but don't be fooled. He's all about maximizing efficiency and minimizing mistakes. Even with a few turnover-worthy plays this season, he's still keeping his team on top. With this balance of power and precision, Allen's absolutely a frontrunner for MVP in 2024. What's truly impressive about Allen's season so far is that he's putting up these remarkable numbers without his star receiver, Stefon Diggs, playing at 100%. Despite missing his top target for stretches of the season, Allen's leadership and ability to adjust have been on full display. His talent is undeniable. He's proving he can lead his team to victory, even with a weakened receiving core compared to other top quarterbacks, further solidifying his case for MVP consideration. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, the NFL's golden boy, is having a bit of a rough season. This is his worst year since taking over as the Chiefs starter in 2018. As of November 2024, Patrick Mahomes is making another strong case for MVP with a season that's as sharp as ever. The Chiefs' superstar, already a two-time MVP and a three-time Super Bowl champ, is showing us why he's one of the most legendary quarterbacks in NFL history. With 1,942 passing yards and 11 touchdown passes, Mahomes is putting up rock-solid stats. He's hitting his targets with a crisp 69.9% completion rate, showcasing that signature Mahomes precision. And his QBR, a hefty 67.6, proof that he's still a master at reading defenses and making game-changing plays. Mahomes is averaging 242.8 yards per game, consistently pushing the Chiefs down the field and keeping defenses on their toes. Known for pulling off big plays when it matters most, Mahomes has a knack for stepping up in the clutch and is doing just that again this season. With Mahomes leading the charge, the Chiefs remain one of the league's biggest threats as he adds to his already stacked legacy. Jared Goff. The 2024 NFL season is proving to be one for the history books, and the MVP race is already heating up with some electrifying performances. Leading the charge is none other than Jared Goff, who is absolutely lighting it up this year. With a staggering 74.9% completion rate, Goff isn't just playing well, he's dominating the field. His accuracy has been on another level, and it's no surprise that he's sitting at the top of the league in completion percentage. But it doesn't stop there. His 115.0 passer rating is only bested by Lamar Jackson, proving Goff isn't just putting up numbers. He's playing with precision and confidence that rivals the very best. And then there's his yards per attempt, 8.7. That's elite-level efficiency right there. When you compare that to Brock Purdy's incredible season last year, where he led the league with 113.0 passer rating and 9.6 yards per attempt, you realize Goff is operating on the same high level, if not better. His play this season is making a massive case for MVP, and with every throw, he's reminding us why he's one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the game right now. Matthew Stafford. Next up, we've got the man who was replaced by Goff in Detroit and is now flying under the radar as a serious dark horse for MVP this season, Matthew Stafford. It's been a challenging year for Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. With star wide receivers Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua sidelined for much of the first half, things haven't gone exactly as planned. But now that they're back in action, there's a real chance Stafford could turn things around and possibly shock the world. While Stafford hasn't been lighting up the scoreboard like some of the other MVP contenders, he's been rock solid. With 1,969 passing yards and a 65.9% completion rate, he's been steady and dependable in the pocket. He's thrown 9 touchdowns, which is respectable, but it's those 6 interceptions that stand out. They're a reminder that Stafford still has some room to improve in his decision-making. But let's not forget, his 62.6 QBR ranks him 9th in the league, which puts him ahead of a lot of quarterbacks who've been getting more hype. Now, about Stafford's rushing game, well, it's basically non-existent. With just 7 rushing attempts for 7 yards, Stafford's mobility is definitely not a factor. But who needs rushing yards when you've got one of the most accurate arms in the game? His ability to make pinpoint throws keeps him in the conversation. As for his MVP odds, they're sitting at 10,000 plus, ranking him 15th. Sure, it seems like a long shot right now, but the season is still unfolding. If Stafford can clean up those interceptions and keep piling up the yards, there's a real chance he could surprise everyone. Don't count Stafford out just yet. He's got the pieces around him to make a run. If these 5 MVP candidates keep up their incredible play through the second half of the season, it's going to be tough for voters to look past Lamar Jackson for the second straight year. This has long been a quarterback's award, and Jackson has been the top performer by far, racking up jaw-dropping numbers both in the air and on the ground, all while leading his team to true contender status. Unless Jackson hits a major slump, the only real threat to his MVP bid is Patrick Mahomes, who might just snag the trophy if the Chiefs manage to finish the regular season undefeated. So who's your pick for MVP this year? Do you agree with our prediction of Jackson, or do you think someone else is about to steal the spotlight? Let us know in the comments.